Taking a deep breath will be our first move today. So you're going to inhale at the belly, rib cage, upper chest, and exhale from the upper chest down through the center meridian, all the way down to the belly. You'll be expanding at the belly, so you can see my hands move out here. And as you do that, you also expand at the ribs, and the energy moves up here towards the heart, which is your middle dantian or energy center. As you exhale down from the heart and lungs area, you move the energy down towards the low center here, the low dantian, which is also called the energy sea or ocean. So if you place your hands here, inhale, expand there, and exhale to move the energy towards your Ming Men or lower spine, lower lumbar spine back here. So here's the inhale, and here's the exhale. And my belt is just above my, right here in my area here, that's the hip area. So I'm going to place my hands here. I'll inhale here, and we're going to fold forward with a flat back and then release down. You don't have to go all the way, but now you're going to inhale up, inhaling all this energy in, and then sink it down through the earth. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, fold forward from the hips with a flat back and round the back and release towards the floor. If you don't get all the way to the floor, that's fine. You can get halfway, right to here. Then come back up. Inhale, and one more, folding forward from the hips with a flat back and releasing. And coming up, back to stand. So the breath is very important, and so is this moving forward with a flat back through the hips. Lots of little things we'll be working on today. We're going to first look at a forward back weight shift. So as you come back into your rider on horse stance and tap your heels here, you're wide enough between the knees here to be able to release down, and the toes, the knee is going to be right over the big toe out there. And that's a rider on horse position. It's as if you were riding across the Mongolian plains and you're feeling the horse underneath you here. It's a little bit of space, but what it does allow you to do is to shift over here to the right side. This is your right side over here. This is your left over here. You're shifting over to your right. You're going to bring your left heel forward, and I will be mirroring you as we do a forward back weight shift. Inhaling forward, this leg bends here. It's called the substantial leg, and the other leg straightens. Moving back, the front leg straightens and the back leg bends. This is called yinning and yanning, or yan leg in front, yin leg in back, yan leg in back, yin leg in front when it straightens. So there's this constant sense of being able to forward back weight shift comfortably. So this is for your left side. Come back to your rider on a horse position. Inhale and exhale. Shift over towards your left this way. Release your right heel, and moving forward, bend the front knee, straighten the back leg. Bend the back leg, straighten the front leg. So there's this constant change between the yan leg, the yin leg, and then the yin leg becomes yan, and the yin leg that was back here becomes yan, and then this leg becomes yin, and then it comes forward to become yan, or substantial. Yan is masculine, yin is feminine. Come back one more time. Good. I hope that's good for you. If you want to show your video, don't worry, you will not be shown in the video that I make for all the students. So I encourage you to show yourself, because it really feels more like a community. All right, so we're just doing a couple of simple groundings now. Inhaling up Exhaling back down and release the knees a little bit. And now move back towards the heels and forward towards the toes. This will be, when we get to T'ai Chi Chih over here, this chart, this will be your forward back weight shift. Forward towards the balls of the feet, releasing the heels, back, releasing down a little bit, and then up to release the toes. Anytime you see the palms go up like this, you're bringing energy from earth. So this is an inhale. And when the palms turn over, this is an exhale. So this will be our rocking motion. Forward, towards me, inhale, back, away from me, exhale. Come towards me on your inhale, go back on your exhale. When the palms come up like this, it means that we're picking up energy from earth. When the palms turn over, you're sending that energy back to earth. So this is the inhale here. And this is the exhale out. And that will affect the central body here, just below my belt, which is why I have it on. This is the expansion. This is the contraction. A really good way to get your breath back in order after 3 years of masking. You want to be able to feel a full breath through the body as you inhale forward and a full exhale as you exhale back. I use the equivalent of what we would call the singer's breath here, because I'm expanding the rib cage and the belly, but I'm moving towards the Qigong breath. The Qigong breath is when the tongue is close to the upper palate and the jaw is released. Here's the inhale. It starts in the belly, but it's also in the nostrils. So if your nostrils are not clear, this is a little bit more difficult, but you can just open your mouth and not worry about it. But if possible, inhale through the nostrils with the tongue by the upper palate and exhale out. You can also funnel the breath and push it out until you begin to feel this expansion and contraction. Okay, so don't worry about it too much if you've never done this before, but it's something to play with. All right, we're going to come from that into side-to-side weight shifting. Side-to-side weight shifting, going to shift over here and then over here. Slowly feeling this knee bend a little bit, and then the other knee bend a little bit. And that will lead you right into a forward back weight shift. So as you get over here, release the left leg. Shift forward. Shift back. Come towards me, inhale. Go back on the exhale. Good. Inhale and release. Shifting over towards your left side and the right side. Left, right. Notice how one leg with the feet open in a V here will be bending on this side and the other leg will straighten. Over here, you bend here and this leg straightens. So this is very valuable because you can bend this leg here and be ready to move this foot forward into a forward back weight shift. And come back again. Release the knees a little bit here. When you release the knees, you want to make sure you don't release more than, you have to be able to still see the front of the toe, the big toe. So only release a little bit, like sitting on a bus stool, like this is enough, rather than a maximum amount of bending of the knees. And then you keep the spine long from the Mingmen area all the way to the crown of the head as you drop down and you shift side to side. like that. So these are things you can work on over time. My feet are in a V, and I'm shifting this way and that way. This time I'm going to shift towards the left side, your left side, to bring the right heel forward. I'm doing this in a way that I can still see that I've got space between my heels down here. I don't want to cross heels, otherwise that crosses your balance. So balancing, leave yourself a little space between the heels front and back from the center, okay? So you want a little bit of space there. Good. Let's come back. Inhale and release. This is called grounding. You expand on the inhale, you contract on the exhale as you ground. Try one more grounding. I'm just giving you a few tips before we start our practice today because I see I have some new people. One more. Each day is different when you practice, and you're always welcome to have a stool nearby. So I have my stool over here. I bring it out when we need to work on weight shifting. And that's one thing, if you have a stool that you can use to practice your weight shifting. So for example, you want to work on a left forward back weight shift. You have your stool over here, or a wall will work. You take hold of it, you drop down, you shift the weight towards your right foot, you release the left heel, and then you shift back and forth. You can lightly hold on to the stool or not, but you've got something to help you. This would be your inhale. This would be your exhale. On the other side of the stool, you can practice your right side. So dropping down, shift this way, and now release your front leg, which is your right leg here. Inhale, exhale. As you come towards me, you inhale. So inhale towards me and exhale back. Expand the base of your abdomen here and contract. Inhale, exhale. And as you move with your weight shift, you can feel that you start this way, grounding. You shift towards your chair or stool, whatever your prop is. You release the other heel. This is a straight leg. And as it drops here, I'm going to inhale forward. And that will straighten my back leg. The heel will automatically lift back there. This knee is now bent. Now, as I come back, the front leg straightens, the toe comes up, and I'm bending my back leg. It's really important to have this sense of bending one leg, straightening the other for your shifting. And through the center, we talk about a glide. So glide forward with me. When you get forward enough, release the back heel. Glide back. When you get back enough, release the front toe. One more. And exhale. So take a couple of groundings now as we move into our next thing on weight shifting. Inhale. And exhale. All right, another way you can use the stool is you can use the stool for a forward, back, up, down weight shift, or any prop you have. So you take the back of the stool like this, and this is great if you're teaching your grandmother, for example, how to do a weight shift and she may fall over. You can have her hold on to something, come forward, up, bringing the heels up, back, down, holding on, but don't let her pull it towards her. And the toes are up now. And now the heels are up. So this is a maximum way you can work with the weight shift forward, back, up, and down, which is part of rocking motion. I don't necessarily think you need to go that high, but to strengthen the feet, it's not a bad idea. So I'm going up to the balls of my feet. That's the front of the foot. I'm going back through what we call the bubbling spring in the center of the foot. Then I'm going back to the heels. And I'm not falling over because I've got this to hold on to. So accessibility is an important part of learning Tai Chi Chih, as well as our Qigong warm-ups that help you warm up the whole body. And yeah, there's a lot you can do with a stool. So another day we'll maybe pursue that as what are the possibilities in exercising with the help of a stool? Why not? Okay. So now we're going to do our basic Qigong warm-up. Triple burner. Feel the body expand on the inhale. Feel it contract on the exhale. Usually we do 9 of these. I'm going to go a little slower now. I'm at 7, 8. This is going through 3 dantians or energy centers. And this is going to be number 9. 9 is the noble Chinese number. So almost everything we do will go to 9. Happy to see you all. And our next move that we have is Buddha picks up the earth and sends it into the sky. We start here above the shoulders, but the elbows are relaxed. Inhale and exhale down. Inhale up through the central meridian. Palms up here. Turn the palms over and push the world up into the sky. With your peripheral vision, you can watch it go. Inhale and push the world up. It needs help. Do we ever know that, right? Inhale. Push the world up. 2 more times. Buddha picks up the earth is our second Qigong movement, and will let us now ground it through the earth. We'll inhale here, lengthening through the spine, and exhale to release the energy down to the earth, slightly bending the knees, making sure the knees never go beyond the outside of the big toe. But you can keep your feet in this V here so that as you drop down like a frog, the toes are out this way. All right, our next one we're going to do is the Buddhist Walking Meditation. We're honoring Buddhist practices today. These are pretty ancient. The common thread across from India to China was many, many ways of looking at this. So in the Buddhist Walking Meditation, you come down, you release into your rider on horse position like this. And then you're doing a little tiny bit of a squat here, but not a very big squat because you want to make sure those knees don't go beyond the toe. Then you shift over here towards your left leg. Release your right heel forward. Bring the heel down, then the middle of the foot, then the front of the foot. And then you're going to sort of allow for a push off here without much effort into the other side. Your left foot, heel, middle of the foot, front of the foot. When you reach the toes of that foot, drop the other foot and do the same thing. But do it really slowly so you can feel when you come to the toes here, Okay, that's far enough. And now we're going to turn it around. All right, take a big breath in and a mini squat. And then release over towards your left leg again, and then your right. And then this time we'll stay on the right side. Once we do this, this is like a weight shift, right? You're going to shift into your right side. And when you get there, you're ready to release the opposite leg, your left heel that will start this time. You can clasp the hands behind you if you like. Release the energy through the middle of the foot, then the front of the foot, hitting all three major points of the foot, the heel and the two sides of the front of the foot. When you do that and you reach your toes, it's ready to release the other heel. Middle, front, and then once we reach the front of this foot, we'll start turning around. Good. So this is a wonderful way to practice your weight shift in a very small space. I'm just using 5 feet here. So most of us have that somewhere, if not in a hallway, somewhere where we can practice this. But it strengthens the foot. So I would encourage you all to do that. T'ai Chi Chih, which we're going to start shortly after we finish this warm-up, is 19 movements in one pose. And all these movements end up coming to a cosmic consciousness pose. And before that, we have these 6 healing sounds, which I thought we would perhaps do today. So I'm going to go through them now because I'll put this back on my chair there. And they're ho, that's for the heart. So if you take a breath here at your heart and take a breath in and go, ho. That's it. Once again, inhale, ho. Yeah, it targets that place, but you first want to inhale into it. The next one is for the spleen, and that's your digestion area. It's just down from that heart place right here. You're going to take a breath in, inhale, and say, who? Like who came in the door? Who? Maybe not so threatening, but who came in the door? Okay, who? I see someone out there that I know. And then on the right side here, this will be for the liver. So you're going to say, oh, I just had a glass of wine with that person, and what's going to happen with my liver? Su, breathe into it. Su, like, it's really like tsunami. Tsunami, su, T-S-U. Then the next one we'll do after that is for the lungs. And that one is for targeting this area here. These are all healing sounds, but they need to be done with a sense of the breath. So say, Shih. Take a big breath in and say, make the lips like this. Shih. If you know a little bit of French, it's like le petit table. Shih. Perfect. I can't hear you, but I can see it. Okay. The next one is for the triple heater, and that's 3 energy centers, and it starts from the perineum right under your legs here, and it's Shih. She did. Ready? Inhale. She walked in the door. Perfect. All right. And the last one is for the kidneys back here. And this is the area that we really need the most in Chinese medicine, more than the heart, is to make sure that we're drinking lots of water, for example, today. Hydration, very important. And that one is Chui. Chui. So see it like a Chewbacca. Say Chewbacca, Star Wars. Yeah, Chui. And you can feel it right there. Chui. Chui. Okay, good. Well, I had the belt on so you could see that when I expand and contract to breathe, which we were doing earlier, that a lot is happening there. This is your energy C. It's very important. Okay, I want to do the accordion. Inhale to expand. Exhale back. Inhale to expand. Exhale back. I want to do one more of those, and then we'll do another Qigong move. Feel the expansion of the belly. Feel the breath coming through the nostrils. So that's lateral expansion, right? You're expanding this whole rib cage. You can both feel that expansion and the length of the side here when you do this one. This is picking up a feather. Release the other leg and let the heel come up, and letting it go, come back to standing, but you're in a lower position here. Inhale now, lengthening through this whole rib cage, and the other leg is lengthened and the heel's up. Come back down on the exhale and shift to the other side. Inhale and release. And one more. And release. Good. And everything is so slow that when you come through it, it almost feels like you're in a dream state. So this is like something that you might do if you were sleepwalking, right? You want to have that feeling because we're moving towards a sense of inhaling to find the chi, or what we call prana in yoga. And it's a sense of inner awareness that we don't have really with aerobic exercise, but we have with this very slow sense of moving, almost like 200-year-old turtles, right? It's very slow. When the turtle's head comes out to catch a fly or whatever, but then they can move really fast too. So you want to feel that sense of being able to move really slowly, picking up a feather and letting it go. One more. And that's the essence of Qigong. T'ai Chi Chih that we're about to do is based on Qigong and Tai Chi. And when we think about it, it's very unique in its own way because it also has its roots in yoga, the ancient practice of yoga, which is maybe 3,000 to 5,000 years old, and the ancient practices of Qigong, which are about the same age. So ancient roots combining Tai Chi and Qigong. Now our next one will be feeling the circles that we can use for a basic classic practice for Tai Chi Chuan. And these were to get all the joints lubricated before you begin your Tai Chi Chuan practice. We can use the same idea because Tai Chi Chih is partly Tai Chi. So releasing the head towards the chin, towards the chest, and making a circle here with your head so that the ear goes right over this right shoulder and then back over to the other side with the ear coming close to that shoulder. And you can go do a half circle if you'd like, or you can go back, or you can do a full circle if you'd like. So it's like an upside down rainbow if you do a half circle. If you want to do a full circle, you would keep going with that half rainbow and move all the way around to the other side, slowly. You have lots of options for modification in all of these practices. Honor your body. When you next have the chin close to the chest, bring what will be your left ear towards your left shoulder in an oval here, and either a half circle and back to the center or full circle 3 times. And while you're going, let the peripheral vision, your eyes, roll with you. All around that circle and then back to the center. And from there, we go to the shoulders. You're going to come back up here into a T and circle forward with the arms. 4, 5 times, then back with the arms, equalizing however numbers you do on one side with the other. Good. Then bringing the elbows close to the body, but not locked into the body, circling the wrists, which will circle. You'll find the muscles, even of circling the wrists, move all the way through to our shoulders, right? If we wanted to really isolate it, we'd have to hold the elbows there into the body and then just circle the wrists, right? You still get muscular work all the way to the elbow, but this is an isolated circle here. We're moving forward with it. Now we're going to move back. If you really want to get it right, you want to watch the fingers as they go. Are they making a circle? And if you go the opposite way, are they making a backward circle or a frontward circle? These are things that can keep you awake at night, but are very important. All right, now you're going to play the piano all the way across here and play the piano back. This is for your digits. Your fingers need to be wakened too. And as you do this, you can do a side-to-side open shift, almost like you're going to come into knocking at the gates, a basic Tai Chi Chuan warm-up, where you're tapping the buttocks and back. It involves a little bit of a spinal twist, more aerobic than the other stuff we just did, but we do want to get everything open and ready to go so it doesn't hurt. Now you're going to tap the lung parts up here, lung meridians, right under the shoulders there, and almost to the underneath arm. And then you're going to tap down the front of the body, inside the legs, all the way to the feet, back up the outsides. And this is bringing the chi or energy into the fascia, the skin area, anywhere you want to tap here, perhaps down the outside of the arm, the inside of the arm, all the way across the chest, outside and down. You can make it up, whatever it needs to be. Okay, good. And that kind of gets us going, and then we just sort of shake it out. And we'll do a little more work here with the shoulders. So bringing your fingertips right here to the inside of your area. So we go across the trapezius muscles here. And down and back. And then we should go the opposite direction. Back, up, forward and down. And that sort of caves in the chest. But the good part about this is that it does help you with shoulder mobility. And then once again, up, back, and down. And now the shoulder blades roll down the back. And when they roll down the back, you're opening the chest. You really want that open chest once we start Tai Chi Chih. You want the length of the spine once we start Tai Chi Chih, so that the back of the skull is as if it's being held by a string up here. The feeling of the feet, that you can move through them, that there's a connection here to the energy C or low Dan Tian. This is low, middle, high, high, middle, low. So 3, 2, 1. Primary is the 1 at the energy C here at the abdomen. Another important movement for the connection between the low spine and the hip area is the this one, rolling forward with the hips, side, back, side. Place one hand on the tummy and one on your top of your hip bone, and you'll feel the connections here. Side, forward, side, back. Right, center, back, side, back. So right, big, front, side, back, right, front, side, back. Now the opposite way. Taking your circle again. Front to this way, left, front, side, back, side, front, side. And now create a circle that's comfortable without those points, but feeling that whole movement. and then going the opposite direction. So this circle is part of the tradition of circularity. We do a lot of circular movements in T'ai Chi Chih, but that connection between the low spine and the hips is also really important. And then these circles are the last. So bringing your knees together, feet together, folding forward with a flat back from the hips here, right there. Taking hold of your knees and then coming to the right and around. Same thing you did with the hips. Forward, side, back, side. So you really feel a circle here. And then go the opposite direction. We just went that way. Now we're going to make the circle go this way. Come forward, side, back, side. And you can also hold on to your buttocks and do this. You'll feel everything here is moving in that circle. All right, now when you finish that, straighten the knees a little bit. Bring your hands down towards your ankles and come up slowly, taking a deep breath in. Bringing your hands all the way up your body, overhead, and slowly exhaling. We'll begin with mountain pose and move into Tai Chi Chih, 19 movements and 1 pose as soon as we hydrate. So go get a little bit of water first. Okay, and let's just shake it out. When you shake, this is also Qigong, you're going to start with the feet and shake all the way up through the shins and calves, through the knees, through the hips, through the buttocks, through the belly, all the way up through the arms and the fingers and the hands, and to make some kind of sound. Ah, any kind of sound you want. Anything you feel about the day. Ooh, it's going to be a beautiful day, whatever you want to say. All right. Then you're going to calm it down and just release everything. And then come into mountain pose. We'll take another couple of easy breaths here just to calm us all down, to get ready for the calmness, circularity, moving from the center, and all of the stuff that happens in Tai Chi Chih. 19 movements and 1 pose. Starting with rocking motion. Let's just take a couple deep breaths here first for mountain pose. Feeling like a mountain. Close your eyes if you are able to do that and not fall over. Feel your feet. This is a little bit of a body scan. Feel your calves. Feel your shins, your knees, your thighs, your abdomen, your middle body, the rib cage, the heart and lungs area, the mouth, the nose, the eyes, and the crown of the head. And exhale down through all of those parts. And inhale up through all of those parts, starting with your toes. And come down with the breath towards the back body. Exhaling down. And like you're an egg, take a breath in from the front, all the way to the crown of the head. And the back body will be the other side of the egg. Exhale all the way down. And that's a fun little game you can play with yourself just to calm down and start preparing for Tai Chi Chih. 19 movements and one pose. Inhaling forward and exhaling back. You're in your rider on horse position, but it's a little bit closer because you want to have your heels right underneath your hips and your knees here. In a very simple stance. And then feel the energy move to the front of the foot on the inhale towards me. Turn the palms over and exhale back, as if we're gathering something together and then throwing it behind us very gently. Or almost like moving through tall grass. Brush it away as you move back. Inhaling towards me, palms come up. Exhaling away from me, palms come down. Figure 8 is in here. So turn the palms around when you get to the top. When you inhale, feel it scooping up energy from earth and then returning that energy down to the earth. Use your energy sea or ocean right here, your ocean of breath, to support your feet and ground them through the earth. We do this 9, 27, any multiples of 9, usually no more than 36, but sometimes 36, it's a lot. It's a warm-up. One more of rocking motion. Sink the energy into the earth and prepare for our next move, which is bird flaps its wings. Feet are in a V. They're not terribly close, but somewhat close. Inhale here to lengthen the spine. And then the bird decides it maybe is ready to fly, and you exhale down and release the heels. The exhale down is towards a forward shift here with the released heels on the exhale. Inhale to lengthen. Third one, wrist circle forward. Second cycle of 3. Last cycle. Let's do one more just for fun. Just feel how beautiful this is. Imagine you're a bird learning to fly. Your mom's over there. So you're going to actually inhale here and then exhale. You're on the edge of that branch. And then you decide, okay, I'll do it. I see her doing that with her wings. That's the essence of this. Inhale back. And now we ground it through the earth. And shift the weight over towards your right to bring the left foot forward, because we're now going into our first forward back weight shift. Releasing the front heel and coming around in a circle. This is what we call a basic principle of T'ai Chi Chih, circularity. This circle has a metaphor for many things, including that we might be in chest-high water here, taking our first bath of the week in the local stream, lake, or ocean. And notice how you're doing an inhale towards me, that's your forward shift, and an exhale back towards your back foot, away from me. If you feel that on Zoom, you'll be able to glide through the middle as you move away, and glide through the middle as you move forward. And you'll feel much more of a release of your front toe and a release of the back heel. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Two more. Last one. On your left. Return the foot. Inhale to ground it through the earth and send the energy down towards your feet, resting on globes of energy. And now shifting towards your left to bring the right heel forward for around the platter. In chest-high water. Imagine that water is kind of warm today. Your imagination will bring Chi into those fingers, or intrinsic energy, when the breath and the movement and the mind are connected. And you're focused. Technically, the rounded hand is important, and the release of the energy with a little bit of separation of the fingers also important. But we want to keep this heel of the hand level here on our circle, and the upper spine lengthened, and the chin fairly close to the chest here so that you don't gawk forward. That'll allow the cervical spine to connect all the way down through the thoracic and lumbar spine. A line of energy all the way to the Ming Men. It starts at the crown of the head in the back. One more. Beautiful. Inhale and release. Slow sleepwalking sense here of slowing down with the hands and your grounding, and shift it towards the right here, because we're now going to come to the next move around the platter variation. The variation is simply this ball that we pick up with the fingertips up and the energy in a ball between the palms, right at your left shoulder, and sink it in front of the circle. Let the circle come back to your chest. So inhaling here and releasing the energy to the back foot. Inhale towards me. Exhale away from me. Good. That way you glide through the middle and glide through the middle back. And then release the toe. Glide through the middle coming forward and then release the heel. Glide back and then release the toe in front. One more on that left side. Bring that foot back in, shift down in your rider and horse position. Shift over towards your left, release the right. This back leg is slightly bent. This one is straight in front. And then you start bringing the weight into that front leg, bending that leg, straightening the back leg, and they switch. One becomes yang, the other one becomes yin. Constantly yinning and yawning was the way this came to us from T'ai Chi Chih. Looks beautiful. Nice timing. So let the heel of the hand be even as you come across in your circle, and then just release the fingers as they drop without changing where the heel of the hand is. Two more. Last one. Bring the foot back in. Your right foot returns to your rider on horse position. Sink it through the earth. Double ground it. That way we make sure that we're allowing their body to rest. Nice grounding. All right, now we're going to shift over towards your right because the left foot always starts. And this is for bass drum. Inhale forward, exhale back. Feel that inhale start in the belly and move all the way through the chest. And through the nostrils on the inhale, and then back down to the belly again. When it gets to the belly, it will move towards the Ming Men as you contract towards the lower spine on the exhale. Three more on your left. Feel the rim of that drum as you inhale here. And as you exhale, bring the elbows back with the hips as you move away from me. Creating this circle of energy all around your own body. One more. Good. Now bring that foot back in. Inhale to release the energy through the floor. And your knees will bend a little bit here because you're also going from a rising position to a sinking position, which always happens. Watch the knees don't go beyond the toe. And now we shift over towards your left with that position. Release the right heel. Bass drum, right side. And the back foot's in a 45-degree angle to the right, to the front. So it's like that. Two more. Last one. Beautiful. Return that back foot to your rider horse position and sink the energy through the earth, grounding bass drum through the earth, and moving into our next two moves, which are companions. Daughter on the mountaintop, followed by daughter in the valley. Your palms move out from this waist area, and they're just facing up as you shift towards the right to release your left heel. When you come up, you're making two mountainous type movements here, and then coming down through the center body with your left hand close to the heart. A big circle, almost like a Valentine here, sinks through that whole area. Here's the top of your circle. It is really like a Valentine. Exhale down. And you can feel the energy begin to connect to outside your head and then come down through the center, exhaling down through the central meridian. Notice how we have a fairly steady rhythm here. We inhale forward. The circle goes as far as it can, and then it comes down through the central meridian, just like the shape of a heart. Last one. And come in here and inhale and exhale. Double ground it. Well, we shouldn't be double grounding it, but we're getting quite energized now, so you should. And now you're going to come back to the other side. So you start in the valley to go to the top of the mountain. You shift towards your left side, release this right heel out, and then you start moving forward. And your left hand will still come behind because it honors the heart, as does this whole moving meditation of T'ai Chi Chih. It almost touches the heart with the thumb of this left hand when you move through the central meridian. That's also in Tai Chi Chuan called zipping down. Inhale here and zip down, exhale. And feel that beautiful Valentine or that heart shape here. You might even feel some Chi touching your face as you come into the last one here. And bring the leg back in. Prepare to ground it. Sink it into the earth on the exhale. We will definitely double ground this one. Somehow the daughter on the mountaintop and daughter in the valley always seem so amazing. All those generations of women probably connected with these two poses. Exhaling down from the top of the mountain, inhaling up through the central trail. Watch your back foot in terms of the beginning to make sure you're already 45-degree angle back there to the front. And your left hand close to the heart. Inhaling forward towards me. Exhaling back towards your back wall. Yes, good. Now you probably really felt the front toe lift as you moved back. And the heel lift as you come forward in the back foot. That straight leg back there. And now the straight leg is in front, so the toe lifts. Now the straight leg's in back, and so the heel lifts. So feel those differences. That's the essence of yinning and yanning. Opposites continually exchanging who's got the yan leg. The yan leg is the masculine leg. The yin leg is just equally important. It's just different. It's the straight leg that doesn't lock at the knee. And last one. I think I'm doing this twice. This is what happens when I start talking. Okay, bring your right heel forward. We'll do this again. It doesn't hurt. Watch the back foot. Inhale forward. Release the back heel. Exhale back. Release the front toe. And one more here. Beautiful. Bring that foot back in. We'll double ground daughter on the mountaintop as we move into our next move, daughter in the valley. And this time, she starts on top of the mountain, shifting towards your right first, releasing your left heel. And she moves down through the valley and she inhales here and exhales back. Yes, good. Feel this circle. To honor the fact that this is under Qigong, I've been making this circle bigger. I think it works because you really feel the energy as it surrounds your body on the exhale. Three more. And notice how when you come through the valley, it really does feel like you're gathering flowers of spring and then letting them go over the top of the mountain. One more. It's a sense of gathering energy maybe, but maybe had more deeper meaning at some point. Let's double ground it even though we're in the middle of two sides. Shift it towards your left to prepare for the right side, starting with the fingertips up here above the shoulders, and then moving down with your circle and cutting it through the center. See what happens if you inhale on the side of the brain that has the forward leg right now, and exhale to come back through the other nostril. There's no reason why we can't do alternate nostril breathing here. It probably is an automatic function, but that is what's connecting both hemispheres of the brain, I think. You'd be inhaling through your right nostril because you're on your right side, and exhaling through the left because you're moving back towards that side. See if you feel that. And we'll do one more. Supposedly, this is what happens. We're just not necessarily aware of all these things until we start taking them apart. But it's quite interesting. One of my teachers suggested that one day, not with this, but with yoga. And I'm going, whoa, I can take this to Tai Chi. This is so exciting. And I've been trying it. I think it works. All right. Now we're going to just feel the grounding right here. Just feel it. And we'll now be moving into our next move. But let's now do a real double grounding. To close that move, or the double moves there of daughter on the mountaintop, daughter in the valley. And now we will move into carry the ball to the side, a side-to-side weight shift. First, rider and horse position. Then exhale down to make sure that your knees don't go beyond the big toe, but do release them and feel the sense of a slight squat here, because the tailbone needs to be not out, but connected so that you've got this long line all the way to the back of the skull. Good. Now you're going to wind up, pick up the ball, release your left heel out here, and then shift. Feel that shift, that wide shift 3 times. When you get to the third one, bring in the straight leg, your yin leg. Inhale there, lengthen through the whole spine, and then sink. Sinking and rising, an important part of Qigong. Second cycle. Bring in the outer foot. Lengthen through the spine to the inhale part, and exhale to ground. Third one. Inhale and release. Wind up. Really heel out and move. Second one. Last one. Beautiful. Double ground it. And then just to finish up, we'll go back to the center, okay? Inhaling over here, releasing the heel, and moving back to come home. Home is the center here, somewhere close to the chart. Notice how free your fingers and wrists are now. So as you move through this, feel like you're in a sea anemone with your hands, that they have form, but they're sort of formless too. And then sink it through the earth. Double ground it. Beautiful. All right. Now we move to our next move, which is another forward back shift. On this shift, it's a little different because we exhale forward on push. And when we come to the top of the circle, we inhale back on pull. Okay? So push, pull. We're giving and receiving energy. Shifting over to your right, release the left. Push. Feel this circle. Feel the inhale back with that circle. And we've been taking this circle a little bit higher too, for the same reason that we want to bring this into our skin and face here on the inhale. Because there's no doubt this movement practice is rooted in things like Reiki, where you're feeling the energy moving through and into you because of the Qi that we've generated. So we sort of cultivate it by really feeling a full circle here. Two more. Last one. Bring the left foot back, sink it through the earth, single grounding, because we're there now. We've really generated a lot of Qi today. Now we're going to shift over to the left to bring the right heel forward 9 times on this one. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Good. Exhale towards me. Great. Top of the circle. Inhale back towards your back foot or the wall behind you. Yeah. And the interesting part about this is we don't ever even lock the elbow on this, because if we lock anything, we lose that sense of energy moving through roundness rather than straightness. So push, pull. Two more. Last one. Beautiful. Inhale and release. Double ground it. We're moving into pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe, which is, that was reverse breathing. This one is not. This is inhaling forward. Palms are up. You're pulling in the energy from the farthest star. Your left heel comes forward. And you inhale forward and exhale back. Watch that the back foot is 45 degrees in the front. So imagine the stars we've seen recently, or even the moon, and bring that energy through. In yoga, we would call this an intention for the week. What are we bringing in? Bring it in through the fingertips, whatever it is, as you receive that light of the most distant star. Last one on your left. Bring that foot back. Single grounding. Shift the energy towards your left. Release your right heel. Pulling in the energy from the most distant star. A visualization. Reach for it without extending your elbows too far, like keeping a circle here. Bring it through the fingertips and back to your back toes on your exhale. Two more. Last one. Inhale and sink it through the earth. Double ground it. Basic taffy is next. If you need to hydrate, take 10 seconds. Otherwise, we'll go on. Left hand under right elbow, left heel out to the side. Heart protector move as these hands move apart on the weight shift. Invite hand underneath. Now your other hand's going to move underneath the elbow, and that will become the invite hand. It will move up, and the other hand will move down. Notice how they support each other. The back hand supporting the yin leg. Here, this hand underneath is going to move up. The yan leg, which is bent, doesn't need a lot of support. But here, it moves down to support the yin leg. In terms of feeling this, inhale here and then exhale slowly as you move across with this energy, and then pull in the foot when you feel the energy release. Right here when it reaches the toes on that leg. And it's time to pull it in. You can feel it move across through the foot. Yeah, it's going to move towards this foot. And then you're going to bring the other leg in. In music, we call that moving towards the cadenza or whatever, but it's just a really incredible feeling, sort of like music. Okay, you've sustained it that long. And then you take a breath. Two more. One this way. And the one to return home. Left hand under. Beautiful. Basic taffy. And then there's three variations. The first being anchor taffy. Anchor your right leg. Come forward with your taffy. with the left. Left hand will be underneath, left leg was forward. Center it, and then pull it to the side. Other leg will become the forward leg, and now that opposite leg is anchored. It's not moving. Square the hips on your exhale and shift to the side. If you've done a lot of boating or maybe fishing, you know how important that anchor is. Now we bring it in. And now it becomes the front leg, and the other leg is anchored. Last one. And bring the anchor in for the last time. The yin leg comes in. Sink it through the earth. Let's double ground it. And now we move to circles, taffy. A lot of sinking and rising. Preparing for circles, taffy. Feet are in a V, but there's not a lot of space between them, but enough. Sinking and rising twice. Third one, wind up and then pull it towards your left with your invite hand telling you to go that way. Sink, rise, sink, rise, sink, pulling towards your right. Inhaling to bring in the other foot. Release the second, and now inhale again to sink and rise. Ready? Oops, I'm going the wrong way, sorry. It could have been the other way, but it isn't. Sink it, and now prepare. We go down first, and then make a circle. My mind sometimes say, why not the opposite way? Sink it again, and once more. One more, two more of these, going that way and then coming back. And last one, going home. Left hand under. Moving with the invite hand to the left. And now prepare to double ground it. And we move into our final taffy variation, which is perpetual motion taffy with heel step. Left hand under, left foot about to drop. Flex the foot, drop the heel on the opposite side. Once you reach the toes on this side, you're ready to go the opposite direction. Feel the heart protector move as it slides over with the energy, but not touching. Starting at the top of the opposite, beyond the opposite elbow, just right up here on the lower arm, or the upper arm coming down through the lower arm. That's your perpetual motion taffy. Right hand under, left hand under. 2 more. Last cycle. Inhale with that outside leg to bring it in. Ground it through the earth twice. And we move into working the pulley on your left side. Right hand underneath the hip bone, left hand moving from the heart, left foot forward, and you're crossing the body with your shift. And there's circles, one going back, the other one going forward, kind of like crawl stroke. In swimming. It always feels like one of those windy days when you were swimming and the waves were so big that you had to almost turn this into another kind of stroke. But we're doing a soft practice here, so I shouldn't even be going there with my mind. But it's funny how your mind always wants to say, why not this? Let's swim together. Swimming through energy. What a gift. And last one on your left side of working the pulley. Inhale to sink it through the earth. I think we should probably double ground it between because this is so energetic. We'll slow down the next one. This is going to be your right side and your right hand. Your left hand's under the hip bone. It pulls back like this. But this hand starts. So this would be your breath here. This is the exhale. And it's going to inhale this hip back, draw it back. And that's what's going to bring you over to cross the body with your weight shift. And you'll end up feeling like, oh, I need to swivel my back ball of the foot and my front heel. And you'll be absolutely right because you want to keep knee, ankle, and hip together so that nothing gets torqued. Right here, I think especially the ankle. Okay, we'll close this one off and one more here. Beautiful. Inhale to release. Double ground it. And next we come to light at the top of the head, light at the temple. Feet are in a V. Sinking and rising. Here's your light up here. Sink and rise. Sink. Inhale here. You're letting your light go. And then with the palms facing each other, a circle between them, fingertips up. Massage the Tao is what it feels like. Forward circles. Those symbols that are in the Tao, the masculine has a dot of feminine, and the feminine has a dot of masculine, and they're connected in a circle here. And then hold the energy, inhale it up, and sink and rise. Feet in a V. And you're at the crown of the head. And then circle it again. We'll do this one more time. I love this move. And sink and rise. Hold it. Let it go. To me, this is the light of all the good things we do. When we know what we're doing, moving with the light of energy, generosity, giving, all the good things we do. And then bring your left hand to the heart, thanking it for this beautiful move. Exhale through the central meridian. Bring the energy to your temples, light at the temple, feet still in a V, sink and rise. Never touching your head, but there's energy out there, and that's why it would be hard to touch your head right now. And then circle it, fingertips are up. Inhale it. And sink and rise, letting it go out into the world. The good things you do to help others. Turn the palms over and down. Bring it back to your heart with your left hand. As we move into our most yan, powerful move in this practice, joyous breath, because ultimately we're working towards joy. Inhale, come to the balls of the feet, and 4 exhales down. Inhale up again, lots of air. And then sink it down 4 times. Last cycle of 4. Lots of air into the lungs and into the belly, into the nostrils. Double ground it. That is a powerful move. So quiet it down by this simple double grounding process. And then prepare for passing clouds. All things change. Feet in a V on the ground. If you like, you can brush the elbow by feeling a slight forward back weight shift in this, but otherwise you can just do a side to side shift. This came to us in California quite late from someone from Albuquerque, but who knew Justin Stone. But I think some of these things changed over the years. I like it, brushing the elbow. And last one. Passing clouds comes to a graceful conclusion. Sink it through the earth. As we come into 6 healing sounds. Your left hand, your left foot. Right hand, right foot. Shh. Shh. Right hand, right foot. Shh. Shh. Last cycle, 5 Chuis. Right hand, right foot. Shh. Shh. Now moving from the left to the right. Back to the other side. Shh. Turn the palms over. Shh. Lift the other heel. Shh. Shh. Now bring that foot in and circle the energy of yin and yang and go the opposite direction. All the energy we've played with in this practice, and now we come into cosmic consciousness pose. Your left heel will rest on your right ankle bone. You'll make a big circle here, possibly the circle of circularity or of the world. I think of it as bigger than just my life, but other people's lives. And then bringing the fingers apart to look over the window of eternity, bringing your left hand closer to the heart. Elbows out to the sides fairly evenly, lengthen through the spine, crown of the head. And then interlock the fingers to bring them overhead in gratitude. To me, it's 5,000 years of Qigong. That's my gratitude. And then 500 years or 600 years of Tai Chi Chuan, another reason for gratitude. And then the connection that was made between Justin Stone and his teacher, Wen Shan Wang, in 1974 and before, which brought this practice to us, T'ai Chi Chih. And I love it.